Today, we're going to define ethics, its 5 ethical framework, and the importance of ethics. The word ethics comes from the Greek word ethos, meaning character or customs. Ethics is a branch of philosophy that studies the rightness or wrongness of a human action. Ethics is not the same in morality. Ethics, theory of right actions in the greater good, while morality, practice, rightness, and wrongness of human action. In other words, systematic study of the underlying principles of morality. Morality, on the other hand, is more perspective in nature, tells us what we ought to do, and exhorts us to follow the right way. Ethics is study of morals, while morals practice of ethics. There are 5 ethical frameworks. The most well-known framework is utilitarianism. Greatest good for the greatest number of people, brought about in 19th to help legislations like laws. Most good and least harm. The second framework is justice framework, or which known as fairness framework. Deals with fairness and equitability. Aristotle helped contribute to the idea that all equals should be treated equally. How far is an action? Does it treat everyone equal? The third framework is rights. Best protects and respects moral rights of those affected, based on their human nature. Rights to make one's own choices about what kind of life to live. The fourth ethical framework is virtue. Ancient approach to ethics, consistent with certain ideal virtue that provide development of our humanity. What kind of person do I become if I do this? The fifth and the final framework is categorical imperative, known as universal principle, or Immanuel Kant. If everyone did this, would it make society better, make the society worse, or make no difference? Importance of ethics. We might think that ethics is a tool that helps us create difference between a good decision and a bad one. Ethics is a branch of philosophy that asks a practical questions, what should we do? This leads to the study of things like values, principles, beliefs, and norms. These are the things that shape our choices. Ethics asks us, how should we live? What choices should we make? And what makes our lives worth living? It tries to help us to find the condition of a good choice, and to find out which of available options is the best one. First reason why ethics is important. Ethics help us that we may get more light for our daily problems. We often encounter moral dilemmas in our life. We sometimes reach a point that as if we are at a crossroad, either going to the right or to the left. There's no better choices. Going to the right is wrong, and going to the left is also wrong. Within such situation, one has to decide because not decisioning would mean avoiding responsibility, and it would be morally wrong. Thus, the concern is how are we going to decide in dealing with those problems? On what ground are we going to decide? Ethics will guide us in those situations. Thus, ethics plays an important role to guide our decision in our daily problems. Second reason is that it makes clearer to us why one act is better than another. It is only through ethics we can compare two acts or person why one is good and is bad. Third reason is that morality is the best way of living. Fourth reason is that morality helps us to see what are the prevalent sins and moral dangers of our daily, and thus arouse us to put the weight of our blame and praise where they are needed.